Good evening and welcome to King's College Esports. We're here with the League of Legends team as they take on Ithaca College in their Week 5 NECC matchup. I'm Thomas Cuthbert, also known as the Boomstick, and we're just about ready to get into game for King's College versus Ithaca College. We've got the setup of the teams in front of us, and we do have a look at the bans that took place. We don't exactly know when each champion was picked, but the bans, we can at least use those to sort of start off our conversation. Ithaca College on the blue side, Kings on the red. Ithaca's bans in the first phase were Wukong, Vagar, and Samira. On the Monarch side, Seraphine, Akshan, and Yone. On the second phase, Ithaca went towards the mid lane jungle area with the Echo and Diana. And on the Monarch side, Camille and Gnar to take away top lane matchups. As far as what we got in these drafts, Gragas, Elise, Corgi, Ezreal, and Karma on Ithaca side. Malphite, Jarvan IV, Yasuo, Misfortune, and Nautilus for Kings. And we're in game ready to get this underway just like that. So we'll have a bit of time to talk about what's exactly gone on with how these team comps are looking. We can have a look at maybe some advantages, disadvantages, some focuses for each of these teams. And let's get started with that, shall we? The first thing that caught my eye right off the bat is Dad's shot on the Malphite. And the reason I bring that up is that Malphite's usually a counter pick, but in this time it doesn't seem to exactly be in his favor. The main issue here is a majority of Ithaca's team have their damage based on ability power, which would mean that Malphite would need to build magic resist, which is a bit counterintuitive to what Malphite wants to do. Especially since Corki and Ezreal are a little bit more hybridized in their damage. Elise is very AP heavy, and Gragas as well sort of focuses on that ability power for the most part if he's going the damage build. It sort of leaves Malphite in a state of you are crowd control, and that's it. The damage is just not going to be there for the most part. But of course, this could be a full AP Malphite. That is not out of the question. That maniacal idea is for sure on the table, as they're just going to go for some standard red side leashed clears. Both junglers go towards. PMChick getting the help of Dadshot on the red side. And Halachu on the blue side gets the help of the bottom lane. Dadshot will make his way over to his lane, and we get to start seeing how these lanes break down one by one. A lot of poke damage from the Ezreal Karma, and sort of to be expected, as Carbon Physician will go in and get the hook and root. However, drops very low already. Needs to be careful as these trades are not going in his favor. PMChick got a look at the mid lane, but couldn't quite find much there. Beginning of the game is going to be somewhat of a quiet affair for these teams. Wouldn't exactly expect an Ezreal Karma to go in. They are exceptionally good at getting out of sticky situations rather than engaging in them. With Carbon Physician catching another hook, this time onto Rosehawk, forcing a flash and a heal out of the side of Ithaca. And all it costs is Carbon Physician's exhaust. That is a for sure victory in that trade, and the small victories build up to the bigger ones as the game goes on. So PMChick sort of in the jungle. Not exactly this position expected. PMChick seen around the top lane and mid lane for the most part, taking the jungle role this time around as Dadshot gets the hit up at top in Voidibus in mid on the Yasuo. Looking for a gank as PMChick, just missing the flag and drag, and nothing more will occur. PMChick back to the jungle. As we have a look at the trade in the mid lane, Voidibus getting the better end of it right now. Might even get the solo kill, Ignite ticking, and it's enough for first blood. Down goes Crisis in the middle of a crisis as Voidibus engages. And with that, a 1-0 lead in the kills for Kings as Voidibus gets the early advantage, forcing the TP out of Crisis. It's a great start already. Only a tier of the Goddess from Crisis on his forced back, and Voidibus will take this opportunity to go back to base and get some fill up for his own end. That shot currently under his tower, under quite a bit of pressure at the moment, but for the most part, just taking a breather and allowing things to stay calm. Gets a little bit of trade damage, will back away, and it's looking for a gank initially was Halachu, but nothing was quite forming, even with the vision in the jungle going the way of Ithaca. Speaking of vision, we'll have a look at the Scuttle Crab situation. At the top side, Ithaca's picked up the Scuttle, and the bottom side belongs to Kings. No real deep vision on either side. Mostly defensive wards across the river line. Could be looking to change that. PM Chick looking mid for now. Drops a ward in one of the bushes and sees a control ward on the top side of Ithaca. As Carbon Physician will go on in, catches Crisis trying to fly away, forcing a flash out of him as Halachu windwalled by Void Abyss. Flash for flash for flash. And it's a close one. Looking for the tornado. Doesn't need it, gets the slash. And they'll dive under tower for Crisis. 2 in the mid lane for Kings. And they're off to a flying hot start. A lot of summoners used on the side of Kings, but they'll gladly take that kind of trade with 2 kills on the board. And PM Chick gets an advantage in the jungle.
Until you fight.
Halachu falling behind and on an Elise. That is a death sentence. If there's one thing Elites needs to do, it's get ahead early in the game. Because without that, it is almost impossible to keep up. Already a 1,500 gold lead for King's College at 5:45 in this game. Ultimate's ready on both sides. You've got the likes of Runes and Dadshot both ready with their ult, but also low on mana. And Dadshot's just straight out. Does have a biscuit to use. We'll eat that. Is looking for Aromas. Crisis. Drops a ward. Calls it a day. Sort of taking the spot of the Scuttle ward. Bit of a peculiar placement, but also one that has been seen before, especially in pro play. Did quite catch off a jungler expecting a ward to be closer towards the top brush where a ward is at the moment. Is in the mid lane. They're looking. Scrying Bloom catches one. The Carbon Physician still unseen. At this point, it seems like a lost cause as they head towards the bottom lane. Big wave building up on the side of Ithaca. And it looks like they might just want to freeze this. Especially with both bot laners on the Monarch side out of the question. Well, out of the picture at the moment. Although that has changed, they are pushing the wave now to get it back. So with that Link Brothers Carbon Physician, they'll get that wave, they'll catch it, get all the XP, maybe not all of the gold, but the XP for sure will help things out. Starting to fall a little bit behind against Ithaca's bot lane of Ezreal Karma. It's a bit of a quiet state in the game at the moment. Expected for both of these teams, not really looking for the big engages until the big team fights start kicking off. As the Crisis has his missiles ready, but Void Abyss going in for some trade damage, wins the initial trade. Does have to be careful though, Crisis does have the range advantage of being a ranged champion with missiles that go even longer. Still, on the better end of those trades so far. Can't quite get in range to get damage on the turret plating. And so for now, just get the wave into the lane. As Kings might look towards the dragon. As both lanes pinging missing. And Halachu will head back to oh no, chooses to cancel the back actually. We'll see where they initially look. Monarchs can see the wards that are placed down with the Scrying Bloom pops right around the bottom side river. As Dadshot was looking for a bit of an invade. And sees Runes on the way. Now Crisis on his way as well. Dadshot could be getting pincered, but is well aware of the possibility and will take care of the mid lane as the Monarchs will take the jungle. They'll take to the Dragon Pit, seeing Halachu on that top side, and they take the first dragon of the game. It's a Cloud Dragon, and the next one up is Infernal. So either a Hextech, an Ocean, or a Mountain Soul will be available for this contest. Monarchs will be looking to get those dragons at around the 24-minute mark for the Soul, if they can connect on all three. Could see a bit of a skirmish in the top side as 3 currently fighting over the Rift Herald for Kings 2 on the side of Ithaca. They're getting a third joining as Crisis, that's a good damage, knocks out the shield of Void Abyss. They get a knock up onto Runes, but they know better than to go for that. Oh! Dad Shot and Void Abyss both diving in for the play as Runes will get under the turret. Halachu also towards that turret. They're looking for the dive, but they don't really have the tankiness. I don't think they can go for this. And they recognize it. They take their victory. They'll get the Rift Herald, but no kills on the board after that. Still with the Rift Herald in the Monarchs' possession, they will be more than happy with that outcome. Getting the chance to take maybe a couple turret platings, perhaps even just knock down the turret entirely, but they do have to be careful as Runes is on his way. He's going to be looking for a fight, but I don't think he wants it, and yeah, he realizes it, especially with the Rift Herald already gone. The teleport used, pointed out by Kings. They have the timer on that. It's a 6-minute timer to start with on teleport. As the 14-minute mark reaches, that becomes an unleashed teleport, which shortens the cooldown to, I believe, 4 minutes and allows champions to teleport on top of the structures known as towers, already seen before with Runes and Crisis, but also on top of minions and wards, as the Rift Herald already summoned in the mid lane in Void Abyss. Void Abyss will get those couple turret platings, and they get their gold out of it. Still only about a 1,500 gold lead. As Halachu sees PMChick, and they're getting the catch. PMChick had no idea. Can't flag and drag in time. The catch is made. Halachu gets the kill to try and get back into the lead. It's the kind of thing Halachu is going to need to stay in this contest, in the jungle at the very least. Especially given sort of the later style composition on the side of Ithaca, especially with the Corki here in the mid lane. Getting that advantage back is going to be crucial for Halachu to stay alive in the fight. Once again, the bot lane of Ithaca pushing the wave into the tower. That's going to allow Link Brothers to get some solo XP. As Carbon positions on a bit of a roam, he heads his way down bot. They're going to see the lane is available to push the wave into the tower, as the wave has now just arrived. Item's not quite there just yet. The first item picked up belongs to Kings with the Iron Spike Whip, belonging to PMChick, but right now not quite the significant items we're looking for just yet. As the first turret plate on the Monarch's tower could fall very soon, but the tower and Void Abyss will clear the wave before that occurs. The Monarchs off to a still pretty solid early game advantage. They haven't given it up. They did give up that one kill, but still up in kills 3-1. As that's the package already used by Crisis. The big slowdown onto Void Abyss. The wind wall now coming on out. And he gets away. Doesn't need to flash or anything. And the package being used is a huge deal, as that won't be available for quite a bit of time. That's sort of like the true ultimate, as a gank down bot from Ithaca's already got one, and they're looking for the second. The root onto Carbon position. The Riptide means nothing, and in the middle lane, the Monarchs will trade the 2 for the 1 of Crisis. It took a lot of resources out of Kings. Only the Flash and Smite available. The Flash belonging to Dadshot, and the Smite to PMChick. That'll be all for Summoners, as Kings' lead starting to slip away, down to 1,000. And 13 minutes into this game, Ithaca slowly climbing their way back in. Already level 9 up in the top lane and 10 in the mid lane. We are in that sort of mid-game section. With the next dragon about to spawn, neither side really has the true advantage, and I think Halachu realizes the back will not be a good time back. As the Monarchs are pinging towards the dragon, Halachu drops the control ward. Will get himself prepared to go for a gank in the mid lane. Perhaps uses the spider to scout and sees Void Abyss on his way to the pit. That's big information for Halachu. Monarchs are going to get the Rift Herald, but at the cost of being seen doing so. And a nice bait onto Halachu, forcing him to use the web. The wind wall comes out, and Halachu's down. That's a free dragon for Kings. It's less about the kill of who it is and more, well, it's less about how many kills they get and more of who it is as Kings gets the second Drake. It's the Infernal, and the soul is Hextech. Now, the Hextech Dragon is a bit of a new concept here for League of Legends, so we'll take a bit of time to explain that after Carbon Physician takes some time to engage on a 3-level advantaged Crisis. Interesting idea, but also helps push in the way. So the Hextech Dragon, what it does first off, the dragon itself, like if you just take one dragon like the Monarchs have done for the Infernal and Cloud Dragon, you get attack speed and ability haste. What that means is the characters' auto attacks come through faster, and it means that their abilities will be available sooner. The cooldown will be lessened. Now, the gates, as being displayed towards the bottom lane, they are scattered across the map. They're essentially little portals that you go through in order to get, on the blue side, it's from the base into the wolf camp on the top side, and on the bottom side, it's base to red. As well as that, there's a hex gate around the dragon pit. The Monarchs, ooh, they are looking for a take on red. And they spot out Crisis and Halachu. But is this worth going for? I'm not sure Kings exactly want to, especially with the smite onto Halachu. They use it as a bait for an engage. Carbon Physician divens in. Halachu gets the kill onto him. And what looked good for Kings turns bad as 4 showed up for Ithaca to wipe 2 out. And we are at an even game with those kills on the board. Ooh, wait a bit. Could be looking for a catch. Goes for a couple of attacks, and the flash from Antarctican. Get him to safety. Goes up towards the top side. Runes is going to see PM Chick look to take the Herald. And drops the control ward. Is he going to use this as a leash? He might. He's looking to. As now Halachu has shown up, Kings realizing they're outmatched might look to just concede the second Herald. Not as big of an objective as the first, unless a big push can come through, like a team fight winning 2 for 2. Or we could just have an engage right now as Halachu already down with the Cataclysm. A double kill on the board for Dadshot, and the Rift Herald goes to Kings. As the Monarchs, they have sort of lost some of the lead, but they never lose it all, and are back to a 2,000 gold lead and get the first tower of the game in mid. Looking for the engage in the mid lane was PM Chick. They couldn't get the knockup, but it doesn't matter. Roadhog down. Heal has to be used with PM Chick very low, as we have a bit of a lane swap with Void Abyss and Crisis down bot. And Antarctican realizes he's in a really bad spot. The Rift Herald summoned in mid lane. As they'll look to take the tower. PM Chick already back at base. The mid lane is going to get quite crowded. Halachu gets the smite. And the mid tier 2 doesn't go down, but it goes low. Here in game 1 of Kings College versus Ithaca College. Kings starting out on the right foot. They're not getting a massive advantage, but they are staying ahead. They had the lead, and they haven't lost it. Now it's a 3,000 gold lead 18 minutes into the game. That is quite a big deal, actually. That 3,000 gold, as it allows for the item spikes to start up for Kings first and foremost with the Immortal Shield Bow on Void Abyss. Ooh, he's taking a bit of damage down bot. We'll have to be careful with that. So you've got the Immortal Shield Bow that can help with the lifesteal that's already on display. But now they're going to look for the engage under turret. Crisis flashes away from the Dread line. As well as at the Gore Drinker online for PM Chick on this Jarvan the Fourth. The Gore Drinker dealing a set of damage in a bit of a circle around Jarvan, allowing for some extra damage and healing. As well as at the Frostfire Gauntlet on its way out. And that is confirmed. Frostfire Gauntlet's there for Dadshot. Will build up on that armor, also getting a bit of magic resist with the item as well. With the Iceborne Gauntlets getting a bit of a rework. Actually, all of the items getting reworked at the beginning of this new league year. 10 seconds on the Hex Dragon. Monarch's looking to get on Soul Point. As the Bloom will spot out Voidibus, rather. That'll be all. As a lot of chip damage. They're getting the hits onto the Monarchs, but the vision going to be cleared up. At least they were hoping it would be. There are a lot of members, and they're looking for the engage on Runes, who had to use the casket in order to get away. So Monarchs do have the advantage right now. They get the teleport towards the pit. Dad Shot is here and ready, and we could be looking at a big fight starting up soon. Kings, they try to draw the dragon out. Carbon position a little bit low. We'll need to be careful. The eyes on him. Antarctic with the ult knocks quite a few low. Monarch's looking to burst it down. They get the dragon. Now it's about the escape. That shot caught out. Might just look to use him as a sacrifice. He dives in with Void Abyss. It's a 5-man engage. The Cataclysm as well. And the Monarchs on top in the fight. Void Abyss will live just barely. And it's a 5-4-1. The ace from King's College on the dragon fight. A lot of members low, but not out. And that lead has ballooned to a 5,000 gold lead for Kings, as the Baron is the next target. Look to deny that bounty and get the Monarchs moving ahead in the game. Look to extend that gold lead even further. 4,000 health on the Baron. A big engage. Looking to sort of catch Ithaca College off guard, and did so perfectly, as Ithaca were not ready for Kings to turn around on that one. A lot of low health members on King's College, but they did not care. Dadshot chose to dive in. Didn't get as many knockups as he was hoping for, but Voidibus still had quite a bit to work with. The Cataclysm as well to lock them into Thunderdome. And after that, it was just about the bullet time, putting on so much damage. And surprisingly enough, actually, now that we mentioned that, Link Brothers has 0 assists, did not get any kill participation in that fight in the Dragon Pit. That's actually surprising, considering a lot of those bullets look like they were at the very least hitting, and all 5 members went down on the side of Ithaca.
Never falter.
So for now, Ithaca, seeing that they're behind, do have a bit of objective bounties, as they're called. Where essentially they can try to go around the map and take care of turrets, take care of dragons, and whatever next Baron Nashor comes through. But already, they might not get the chance to get those bounties. They are being suffocated, especially down mid. 4 strong for Kings. There's quite a bit of chip damage onto Carbon position. They do have to be careful. They can't overstep too much, but the Monarchs getting a lot of turrets as well. The third about to fall. The tier 1 top lane. They have 2 down mid, none down bot. Ithaca completely blanked in turrets so far. Kills 13-6 in favor of Kings, as they look to stay methodical with their use of the Baron bot. Carbon position will dive on in, and Void Abyss chooses that chance to go for the last breath. Runes is low, but not quite down, and won't go down. Dadshot trying to change it, but caught out by the package. There's 1 Baron buff gone already. The second gone as well with Antarctic. The bullet time catches out Antarctic. It's a killing spree now. Oh, okay, numbers not quite updating on the board. But either way, Kings, they are looking strong. And PM Chick trying to dive on in with the Flag and Drag. Got the Cataclysm, but Halachu flashes away. Now Voidibus going for the backline, takes care of Runes. Looks for the engage on the Crisis, misses the Tornado, but has so much damage, it might not matter. Ignite to take him out. A double kill for Voidibus. And an 8,000 gold lead for King. Still 3 Baron buffs alive. Yeah, it looks like the board not quite updating. There it is. 3, 2, and 4 currently for Link Brothers on this misfortune. 4, 1, and 10 on PM Chick. 14 out of 16 kill participation. I can't do numbers quickly enough to know exactly what percentage that is, but it's up there. A 7-0 KD for Voidibus as well. Kings quite hot in game 1. And it's a bit of a surprise considering this meta for League of Legends nowadays. Seems that blue side is at a strong advantage just across the board, especially in the highest level of competition in Europe. Both the playoff series that went to Game 5, it kept going blue. It went blue all 5 times. The dad shot could be getting caught out, but Crisis doesn't quite have the damage, as the hybridized defenses from dad shot, which mostly involves health and a little bit of armor, and some magic resistance as well. They're already working quite well. It's hard for Ithaca to get through. Some secondary items coming on through as Misfortune Link Brothers picks up the Eclipse as well as the Manamune. Already that was picked up by Antarctican. He already had the Manamune, has turned that into the Muramana. That's also online for Crisis, but it's the Dragon Soul for Kings. Now, the Hextech Soul, what this does is it's similar to the Infernal Dragon, however, it's off the first strike. And there it is. It's a chain of lightning that strikes and slows the opponents nearby as they look to use that slow to take care of runes. Diving over the wall for both Voidibus and Dadshot. They get to kill. And now the Monarchs will look to shove down mid to finish off game 1. 5 strong, but a lot of poke damage on the side of Ithaca. Monarchs have to be careful. That shot's low now. The Hextech Dragon, the soul is there. They get the slow, but can't really follow it up. They might have to back away on this one. The next Baron online in a minute. As Carbon Physician, they gotta get out of there. Kings is not in a good spot to continue this fight. Ooh, that true shot barrage came close. Oh, but Carbon Physician lives with a sliver of health. Monarchs will take their backs, seeing how many towers are down on the side of Ithaca. There's Voidibus. Take down the red buff. Trying to suffocate all the resources out of Ithaca. Because now the Monarchs will start moving towards that Baron buff. I think it's safe to say, yeah, they know it. Antarctic and pinging towards the Baron pit. It's up in 10 seconds. Right now, a lot of the focus towards the bottom side. 4 strong down bot, and yeah, the Monarchs, I think they know this. They're just going to go right for the Baron. They're just going to take it. It's up. They're ready for it, and none of Ithaca are ready. They think they can't challenge it, and they might actually be correct. So they're going to stay in base, take the passive approach, as Voidibus sort of baits them all down to the bottom lane. And with that, second Baron buff belongs to Kings. Another objective taken away from Ithaca. And now Hextech Soul and Baron buff online for Kings. Only one player basing on the side of Kings. Yeah, they're looking to go for the kill. You have the wave up at top side that's kind of frozen. PM Chick looking to potentially clear that out. Nope, he's just going right for mid. And especially with all of Ithaca basing, this would be the perfect time to just seize down mid. They only have 2 strong from now. Still a lot of poke damage available. The True Shot Barrage will look to clear some of this minion wave. Kings can't quite end just yet. Up! Okay. Down goes Crisis, down bot. Yep, that'll just about do it. Bot lane tier 2's gone. Now they have a perfect way to split up Ithaca's defense. 2 strong down bot for Kings, Voidibus, and Carbon Physician. They're going to look to get the engage up to Rosehawk, and he's already off the face of the earth. He's gone. Both tier 3s are gone, inhibitors exposed. PM Chick, oh, Antarctican ran right into PM Chick with the flash gone. They know they have the perfect engage. There goes 2. Halachu's all that's left. We'll look to just stall out the time and flash to the fountain. Might live. Nope, never mind. PM Chick flashes on top. The inhibitors are down. The Nexus turrets are the focus. Kings, they get the lead early, and they never let go. Monarchs take game 1 on the red side. College. We're getting ourselves ready. We've got the game underway. And we'll have a look to see how Ithaca responds to the Monarchs. They started it out by, first off, they went to the red side, did Ithaca. They chose to go see that the advantage went towards the Monarchs on that red side game and wanted to have some of it for themselves. Get the counter pick option on the board. So, we're just about ready to roll. We've got the compositions in front of us of Camille Viego, Rise, Misfortune Leona versus Poppy, Volibear, Akali, Vayne, Alistar. Some mastery flashes on the Monarch side.
The barkeep asks for Libby.
It's a fun little time they're having. As both teams, well, both junglers, they're going to start with a bot side clear. Red buff taken by Faintest Globe, taking over the role for the Monarchs. And Camaraiden on the side of Ithaca. So we'll get some early trades up in the top lane. The way this draft went, it was kind of evident where both teams were looking, especially towards the second side of band. Let's get started. So, for the Monarchs, Akshan, Yone, and Gnar for their first phase of band. And on the side of Ithaca, Samira, Soraka, Yasuo. So Yone and Yasuo knocked out of the board in the early stage. In the second stage, the Monarchs were both teams were actually looking mid lane. On the Monarch side, they banned Corki and Orianna, and Ithaca chose to ban away Victor and Kiana. We've got an early engage from Souls rather, in the bot lane. The roster changes for both sides. PM Chick moves to the top lane as Faintest Globe takes over Kings' jungle. Volt Abyss will stay in the mid lane. Link Brothers and now Souls down bot. For Ithaca, Crisis will stay in the mid lane. Runes up top. Camaraiden takes the jungle spot away. Halachu into the bot lane, supported by Antarshan. As this matchup up in the top lane with Poppy versus Camille. Ooh, we got somebody not having a good time as far as connection is concerned. So that'll actually have to be something important to keep in mind. Hopefully that gets cleared up soon. Because right now the trades across the board, yeah, Kings have the early advantage as far as trading is concerned, but the minions under tower, under PM Chick's tower. PM Chick up top. Both Biz in mid. Great damage early on. That could actually be enough for a solo kill, perhaps. Crisis. Oh, flashed over by Voltabis, and the auto attack is enough. A solo kill in mid. Both players use their flash. And Kings get the first blood gold. Faintest Globe watching as Camaraiden takes over. The Scuttle Crab up top will have to concede and might actually lose the Scuttle Crab down bot as well. They could get double scuttled. Monarch's bot lane in position. And there's Camaraiden. They're looking for the engage. They are. Zenith Blade goes in. They get the stun as well. Trying to lock down Camaraiden. They at the very least zone him away. I think they'll take that. But it's not enough. Camaraiden's already there. It's a double scuttle for Ithaca. Ooh, that's a rough one already. Faintest Globe not under the best of starts. Oh, Volt Abyss engaged on by Crisis. And an engaged down bot, a Zenith Blade from Souls as he's pushed away. Flash is required as now Faintest Globe looks to join into the fight. Has some speed to work with. Engages into Antarshan. Looking to get away is Halachu. He's gone low. The flash forward from Link Brothers doesn't have the speed. And the support from Camaraiden means the flash goes to a bit of waste. As PM Chick was forced out of lane up top, also teleported in to try and take care of runes. Didn't quite finish the job. Crisis, he's looking. He's aiming. He's on. Won't get to it though. So off to the start, Ithaca making sure to stay at the very least even with Kings. The only difference being 100 gold just about off that first blood goal. Monarchs get double scuttle to start this game, so the vision game absolutely in Ithaca's favor to start. But after that, besides the one scuttle that's still alive, there isn't much vision on the map. Like a defensive ward up in the top lane on both sides, a control ward as one just got cleared out on Ithaca's side by Kings. But other than that, the vision's pretty quiet. As an engage down bot yet again. Souls for the Zenith Blade, gets the stun as well. Hey, Halachu, get the roll away. Faintest Globe sees the unfortunate truth that he has lost the scuttle down bot. It's going for the engage's Crisis, ulted in, and might have realized that's the wrong play. Trying to maneuver away, avoids the stun, but can't avoid the kill. Faintest Globe takes down Crisis in the mid lane, and Kings get started on their advantage. As now the dragon is the focus. It's the mountain dragon. Ooh, a gank up top from Kamaraiden takes care of PM Chick, but the dragon is now the focus for the King's College bottom lane rather. And they'll get the first dragon of the game, the mountain dragon, uncontested. Up next will be the Cloud Dragon, which leaves us with Hextech, Infernal, and Ocean Soul. As right now, Kamaraiden, knowing that Faintest Globe, rather, is on the bot side of the map, he's going to take some camps in the meantime. And Runes gets a very good push of wave down bot, but is in a little bit of trouble. PM Chick, that's great damage onto Runes. Might have actually had enough, but the Hextech ultimatum was on cooldown. As now the engage happens again. Runes once again low. Has Kamaraiden there in support. And with that flash, it's a bit obvious. And the miss Stormbringer. But still PM Chick goes in and pays the price. Might have been the better idea to just count his lucky stars that the ult missed from Kamaraiden, but still chooses the engage. And it bites him in the back end. Now it's Ithaca with the gold lead. Right now, Ithaca, ooh, they will not get the chance to run away just yet. There's already the engage, the ult from Rise down bot, but they can't quite lock anybody up just yet. They have Antarctin running away from Halachu, but now we've got a bit of an engage from Crisis. He dives in towards the back line, stunned up and exhausted, and Voltabis gets the kill onto Antarctin. But Crisis already has the kill onto Link Brothers, and a look to get away. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment, and it looks like that's how it's going to stay. Support for AD. Ithaca's going to take that any day of the week.
Shield to the face.
So Ithaca on a much stronger start this time around of this best-of-3 series between King's College and Ithaca College in the Week 5 matchup. In a bit of a quiet state, as per usual. First objective of the dragon is not up until another 3 minutes from now. Faintest Globe already looking towards the Rift Herald, and Kamaraiden might be looking for an engage, perhaps with Voltabis all alone. Voltabis all alone down bot. Will get spotted out by the control ward, and he'll clear that out as Voltabis will walk away. Overplaced division, a lot of defensive wards for sure. As they were looking for a gank up top with the Rift Herald already taken, and Faintest Globe will drop the Rift Herald, trying to get PM Chick sort of back to an even state, has fallen behind quite a bit. And then engaged down bot with Link Brothers caught out of position, and Kamaraiden gets the kill before the Zenith Blade goes through. They'll both walk away. They did a little bit of a dance to each other. That'll be all for that engage. Souls, yeah, he's not in a good spot. Voltabis is there, though. And, ooh, misses the Zenith Blade. Mastery 4 flash, interesting. And an F in the chat. That is just disrespectful. Love it. A little bit of BM on both sides. So now Souls gets back to his lane. Monarch's bottom lane quite behind to start with. So have a look at the gold difference right now. It's about 700 up top in favor of Ithaca, 400 in the jungle. Voltibus does have the advantage in the mid lane, but he's the only one. Does have the push in the mid lane. It's like he's a ranged champion against Akali, a melee champion. And Crisis, looking for the engage, has Camaraiden right behind. Crisis is pretty low. The flash engage from Voltibus. Another flash from Camaraiden as he lands the stun. Hits the lightning on himself, but only himself. Voltibus looking to run away. Stormbringer! Knocks him down.
Shield to the face.
Ooh, a nice hit from Runes, using that little bubble shield to knock out the chance of the engagement with the M-Shake. But now down bot, Camaraiden caught out by the solar flare. 3-on-1, easy win for the Monarchs. And a flash stun engage from Faintest Globe, using that little bit of time as Volibear gets the engage, forces the flash out of Anarcton, but use the flash of his own to get that attempt. Couple low members on the side of Kings. They'll have to be careful here in this bottom lane. Oop. Oh, spotted out by the ward as now Halachu interrupting the back. It's just wasting so much time. Halachu. That Scrying Bloom came from behind, and I think they're realizing that now. Deepest vision so far, that control ward, and the one ward just now getting sweeped out. The control ward spotted out. On the bottom side, they can see the blue buff has yet to spawn. Did the Monarchs for that moment. That blue buff will not be online for another minute and a half. Because now it'll be the focus of Ithaca to get vision into the pit of Dragon. They've got 2 waiting for now. They want to get a pick. So Halachu's alone down bot. Yeah. Ithaca's just looking for the pick. Now they're going to start to move forward. Camaraiden and Anarcton met by Faintest Globe and Faintest Guide with the Zenith Blade and Solar Flare coming on out. They get the stun into Anarcton, and he is done. He'll sacrifice his life for the betterment of his jungler. 1-0. Not sure if they can use this to engage. Crisis over the wall. And a read with the ward from Faintest Globe. He's gone low, but it's 3-on-1 yet again. Everfrost misses, and the kill will go through eventually. Kings getting back on top, have the lead by about 700, and have the second dragon of the game. It's a Cloud Dragon, and once again, it's Hex Tech Soul. The Hex Gates arrive. As Camaraiden, he's caught out. Zenith Blade, the stun, CC chain, Stormbringer over the wall. It's not enough. Faintest Globe stabs him in the heart. And now Kings starting to surge back into the lead with a 5-0 KDA on Faintest Globe. Up at the top lane, the trade's going in Runes' favor. Poppy is quite the tanky beast to deal with. But Monarchs all around up ahead. And the take of the blue buff down in the bottom side. The Monarchs trying to take away any chance that the Ithaca College players have in this game, as the teleports are now ready. The unleashed teleports. The engage on the Crisis didn't quite get much traction, as Runes will now be sitting in mid. Might look to back away. Voltibus now sees Runes. The engage from Crisis, trying to lock him up. Voltibus already stuck, hit on the wall, popped up, and knocked down. Crisis gets the kill. And Ithaca now get that progress to start potentially crawling back in. Second Rift Herald is on its way in about 40 seconds. Monarchs don't have the pressure up on the top side. You've got Faintest Globe down by the Krugs. And over on that top side, Camaraiden is ready. Camaraiden is just going to look to secure this Rift Herald, but with 20 seconds, things could change as Souls pops up the emotes and drops a ward. Is the vision game starting to improve on both sides? Some of the wards going a little bit deeper as Anarcton up. Is he might be caught. He might be. Oh, I don't think Link Brothers saw him. Wow. So Anarcton just going to wait by the tower, as that could be a potential dive opportunity, especially with that ward there. That could be a TP target. And Link Brothers alone in a 1v2 at the moment, with Souls rotating towards the mid lane. And then Arcton is on the move. For now, things staying steady. Nobody's really suspecting anything. Souls from behind catches out Arcton, and now they realize the ruse. Kings get out of it for now. The Solar Flare only slows down Halachu, and the Rise ult coming on out. Everfrost will root up Antarcton. Flash from Halachu, and now there's support from behind with Cameron on the way. Big damage onto Voltibus. The stopwatch used and broken. Stormbringer as he tries to move forward. Cameron's low, has to back away. It's a 4-on-3 in favor of Ithaca, and it's showing. 2 already down on Kings' side. They won't look for the third. They'll take their kills. They'll walk away. Ithaca get it back to even. Because right now, it's some good pressure on the bot lane by Ithaca. They could look to potentially take this tower. They might be able to. Up the stun onto Antarcton under tower. Throws up the cat. As a second Rift Herald is dropped in the top lane. King's able to pick that up off the engage down bot. As now, a teleport down bot. It's Voltibus. And the tier 1 turret up top is gone from Ithaca. The Rift Herald will get its charge off, I believe. Oh, no, it won't. It's gone. F in the chat for the second Rift Herald. Kings were hoping to get a second charge out of it, but unsuccessful. It's now down bot. They'll look to take the tier 1, and they do. Kings getting ahead in the towers. Only 1,000 gold lead 17 minutes in. A much closer game 2 than it was in game 1. Dragon on the way in about 40 seconds. Crisis seems to have been spotted out with that ward. That ward Kings have been using quite a bit this game, and it's working quite well in their favor. So they're just going to keep using it. Now down to 20. Souls will use the Scrying Bloom. Does see 1. Not sure if he saw Cameron by that blue buff. Could potentially have. Souls knocks away the Blast Cone. And now the convergence begins. The Dragon's up. But now the fight could be looking mid. Souls goes in for the stun. They go for the engage up the middle. They do get the stun onto Runes, but he gets out with the hammer to knock away the Monarchs. Now Antarctic will be the sacrifice. He stopwatches. Zenith Blade in from Souls. He's in a bit deep. He's got to be careful. PM Chick lanes the Hextech ultimatum, but Halachu's got the stun and gets the kill. 1 for Ithaca, but the fight not quite done just yet. Plenty of low members on the side of Ithaca College, and the Monarchs get at the scuttle, so they'll get the speed boost by running over that spot. Now Voltibus gets a good route onto Crisis. Crisis has the 1 hit. Antarctic diving in. He's gone. Link Brothers caught in the pit, but not down. Kings get 2, and they look for more. Runes knocked down. Faintest Globe dives in. Triple kill for Voltibus. A trade onto Souls, but it's a 3 for 2, and the Rise ult yet again under turret. Cameron low, and he takes down Voltibus for the second time. The Kings player gets caught out of position, going just a little too deep and don't have enough for the kill, but the Monarchs will get up to Soul Point yet again. Three to nothing the Dragons, as that fight got a little bit messy for sure, but in the end, Monarchs get the victory. Faintest Globe does get the tower, but he's stuck. Spotted out by the sweeping lens. Antarctic, oh, the flash from Faintest Globe. Baron now alive. We're at 20 minutes into this game, having a look at where we are. A 2,000 gold lead for Kings. Not much, but it is something. As at our 20-minute mark, let's have a look at some of the items. Viego just now picking up the Divine Sunderer. Faintest Globe looking to get a bit of an enhancement on his damage, as 12% of his targets max health in physical damage. will be applied after using an ability for his next attack. Also has the Blade of the Ruined King. Up top, PM Chick picks up the Divine Sunder as well. In the mid lane, we've got the Everfrost, as mentioned before, from Voltabyss. Has been using that quite a bit. And the Fimbulwinter trying to get beefy and gets a lot of mana. You've got the Eclipse once again from Link Brothers on this Misfortune. And the Locket of the Iron Solari from Souls. On Ithaca side, Frostfire Gauntlet and Bramble Vest for runes. In the jungle, the Divine Sunder once again. There's 3 of them in this game. And working towards a little bit extra with the Winged Moonplate Inspector's Cowl. That's for Cameridon. In mid, Night Harvester online for Crisis as we'll have an engage towards the Baron Nashor and then a disengage right after. Crisis sees Faintest Globe, drops down the ward. Has a lot of convergence towards this mid lane. PM Chick is going to spot this control ward, but might not have spotted the ward from before. Up, he sees a man on the way. Runs away. Now it's mostly just a posture game with Baron Nashor up. Both teams looking to clear up some vision. The Honey Fruit denied by runes. And 2 members up top for Ithaca. PM Chick. And now he realizes what's gone down. And Darkton knocks him up. Might look to knock him away. Hextech Ultimatum and the flash to get away. Using the hook shot to finish the deal. They got a lot out of PM Chick there. And the Hextech Ultimatum he won't have for the Baron fight, should it arise soon. And Link Brothers in a tough spot, dealing with a 1v1 against Runes. The slowdown, Link Brothers trying to run away. The flash engage from Runes. And down goes the Link Brothers yet again. Voltabyss now looking for the engage. The Solar Flare, as they were anticipating a re-engage from Crisis, misjudged where exactly, but still getting the kill onto Crisis, as once again an engage in the mid lane. Darkton going low, but not quite done. The Condemn forces Faintest Globe into the wall, as now Ithaca try to continue forward. Souls looking to be a sacrifice, using the Zenith Blade to root up Halachu, and it allows Voltabyss to live, but 3 members of Kings down. They could look for the dive, but they don't get the time. As for now, Ithaca, they'll take this mid lane tower. They'll get back into the lead for a little bit. Mostly it's back to an even state in the gold department. As for now, Ithaca don't quite have their eyes set on the Baron. They want to keep things a little bit slow. They're mostly now just worried about pushing in these lanes. Also, they don't quite have all the items. It was a good time for them to reset. A lot of them sitting on quite a bit of gold. 2,000 gold just about for runes. 1,500 for Halachu. They were looking to get some resets. They did get quite a bit of items in the works, specifically the Locket of the Iron Solari for Antarcton. And Crisis gets the root with the Everfrost onto Crisis, but gets slammed into the wall. Solar Flare to try and counteract, and the stopwatch. Crisis has to dive over the wall with the ult, and with that, it leaves Runes to die. But the rest of Ithaca's on the way. Bullet time won't be enough. That shield too big. Faintest Globe in the backline will take away Crisis as the engage in the front line goes towards Ithaca, but in the backline, Faintest Globe is ripping through the heart of all of Ithaca. And Darkton will go down next. It's an ace for Kings. Faintest Globe, the main catalyst for it. As the Dragon online for Kings, they'll get up to Dragon Soul, and they might look towards the Baron pit afterwards. PM Chick will push in this mid wave, trying to take care of that turret. As it really looked like the Monarchs were going to end up on the wrong side of that fight. They were struggling throughout a majority of the start of it. But with Faintest Globe on the back line taking care of all the squishy targets, it led to the Monarchs having enough firepower and they're back to a 2,000 gold lead. Choosing against the idea of going for the Baron. Instead, the Monarchs get their Hextech Soul and move along towards trying to just really kind of just hold on to their lead and get a good shove going. Is their main look. They will get some vision down around the Baron pit as well. They've got some pretty deep vision around the top side. But now the counter vision on the way, or at least the hope for the counter vision. They get a ward in the pit to Ithaca, but that's about it. Antarctic will clear this control ward around mid lane. And now it's the posture game yet again. Ooh, Souls might be caught out. I think he realizes he's got a bit of a pickle, and the flash over the wall with Cameron right next. That flash gone is going to be a big, big deal. As Voltibus looks to save this ward, gets the chain off the Hextech Soul. It's now the Solar Flare going in. The back line under fire with Souls diving in. Halachu will get away, though. As Kings mostly just looking for that positioning advantage. They get Halachu out of the fight as well as Antarctic. Don't think it's enough, though. Oh, they've gone towards the mid lane, but yeah, the Monarchs are not looking towards the Baron pit just yet. Runes spotted. Hit by the Make It Rain. As diving in his PM chick with the hook shot. Gets the hit with the root and forced out of his own ultimatum by Runes and the hammer to knock away Link Brothers in the middle of the bullet time. Two big ults gone for Kings in this next fight. That could be coming up very soon. They still have the Realm Warp from Voltibus. But that's mostly just a positioning thing if they want to catch players off guard, as Faintest Globe gets the sweep on the ward, as do Ithaca with that ward right next to the pit. Antarctic, who could be caught. PM Chip with the hook shot. Will look to get the easy engage, and Antarctic's down. They see Cameron as well trying to support, and he's on the wrong side of it. Has the Stormbreaker to get to his turret. And he's gone anyway. Ooh, looks like he might have actually lagged out. 1,600 ping on him, according to the chat. Solar Flare onto Runes as well, blocking him up. The Condemn underway. Runes under his own tower. He's gone as well. Halachu looking to fight for his life. He'll stay alive. And a bit of an unfortunate event. And the Realm Warp to the pit. Monarchs will take their 2 kills, and they'll use it to secure themselves the Baron buff. No members dead on the side of Kings. They'll all get a hold of the buff. They'll all join in the fight of taking it down. Hextech Soul and Baron buff online. Wait, did somebody not get it? Okay, it just looked weird. Recall animations looked like one was missing on the side of Kings. But no, everyone's got it. Next objective, Elder Dragon up in 2 minutes. There are bounties available for Ithaca, mainly this top turret, tier 1. That's sitting pretty low on health. There is also the tier 2 down in bot, but that is very far away if you're going down. It's a 6,000 gold lead with the help of this Baron buff to try and push the Monarchs towards the victory. As they ping, the Elder Dragon is on its way up. Monarchs might look to go for that objective this time around. 29 minutes into the game, the siege down mid begins. 3 strong for Kings, 4 for Ithaca. Now make it 5, but that's some big damage, and we're going to have a pause with Cameron trying to figure this out. Especially with that 1,600 ping. So we'll take a bit of a break on our end. Once this pause is over, we'll be back into the action of King's College versus Ithaca in Game 2.
A summoner has reconnected.
And we are back underway. Immediately, the turret goes down right out of the paws, as the connection issue has been settled for now. At a nice ping, I must say. It's mainly Cameraiden's ping, as it fell apart as... Okay, something has gone wrong. Huh. 30 minutes into this game, the Monarchs already getting close to the base as PM Chick will knock down runes up towards the top side, and the inhibitor, the bottom inhibitor tower, also under fire. First inhibitor gone, and the Monarchs might look to just clean this series up as is. One more engage. Halachu has to use the gate to escape. Does get the kill onto Faintest Globe. And all three inhibitors down on the side of Ithaca. One more push for Kings to try and finish this game out. That turret has gone down so quickly. Monarchs didn't even have to go close to it. One last engage for Ithaca, and they're getting members low, but they just can't quite do enough. Cameraiden's already out of the fight just about. Crisis gone, Antarctic gone, Halachu gone. Runes the last standing in front of the Nexus, and it does not matter anymore. Kings will clean this up and take the 2-0 victory over Ithaca College. With that, the Monarchs get the victory across the board in the series. They win it on a clean 2-0 over Ithaca in this Week 5 matchup. But with that, that'll be all here for us on Kings College Esports. We've got some more action across Kings Esports here on twitch.tv/KingsPA Esports. Stay tuned for that tomorrow night. Another matchup on its way. But until then, we'll see you next time.